Good morning, everybody. Today we got something really cool. That trailer is missing an axle because that axle is over there because they went to pull forward and the axle just fell out of it. So let me show you what we're doing with this axle to fix this trailer. Extremely rusty, as you can see. I already cut the brackets off of both sides. I'm working on cleaning it up now. I cut the pads off of it so that way I can weld on some new ones. I'm working on trimming all that off. And the same with the other side. We just got to clean this axle up. We gotta do a lot with this. Customer elected to go all out on the repair. So we're gonna cut this other axle out, and then we're gonna take a massive piece of angle, which I have over there behind me. I'll show you later. And we're gonna run it from front to back. We're gonna plug weld the sides, the bottom, and then we're gonna weld the seams, obviously front and back. And then after we rebuild the pedestals on the axle, because this axle is just as bad as the other one, it just hasn't fallen off yet, we're gonna re-weld it under the trailer. Let's get it done. All right, guys, we have cut two 3/8 by 3-inch plates out that we have. We have marked the center. We're going to center it on the axle. We're going to square it with the axle, so the plates are obviously square with the axles. When we weld these in, we need to be really careful of the rubber sleeve in there, which acts as the suspensions on these axles. We just need to be careful not to burn them up, catch them on fire as much as possible. Obviously, there's only so much you can do about that, but negate it as much as possible. We're going to square it up with the axle. We're going to flip it over, and then we're going to gusset the hell out of it. We're going to tie a gusset into the front and the back, just like stock, and then tie them into the top plate. Enough talking. Let's go ahead and get some wire burnt, and let's get this thing done. Hey guys, so we got the tops welded here. I went ahead and welded this side of it, the underside, while I have the axle rolled on this. We're going to take a 3-inch by 3-inch 3/8 plate. We're going to go like this, right in the middle, and then we're going to weld on either side of it to give it lots of bracing. Okay, this is more than enough. It's well more than what factory was, so customers have no issue there. But we're welded all the way around on this plate, completely around, double passed even, and then we're going to add these gusset plates on this side and underneath on the other side as well, so that will have the front and the back axle completely beefed up. We're going to do it on both sides, so we got a little bit of welding to do, but we're going to get these plates cut out, which I'm sure you can hear in the background, and we're going to go ahead and get it done. All right, so we went ahead and dropped the lull, rolled the axle over. We're going to do the same thing on this side, weld them up, and yeah, move on to the next one, I guess. Let's do it. Okay, everyone, so both ends are plated and welded and gusseted on the front and back. I think that's all I need to do. I'm going to do the same thing on the other one. I'm going to jack the trailer up. I'm going to cut the other one out from under it. I'm going to trim it all up again, clean it up, and then weld new plates on. And then I will see you guys when I go to slip the angle iron on the trailer. See you in a bit. Okay, everybody, this second axle whooped my tail. And I also changed some things up. I added a bottom plate to tie it all together. That way I wasn't just relying on the welds welded to the tube, which is already super thin from rust, so on and so forth. I did it on both axles. Let's take a look at my idea for the angle iron. Angle iron, 4x4, 3/8 thick. I was gonna notch the angle iron around that tube, but instead I just cut the tube because it wasn't actually holding anything. There was no welds down there. So I just cut the tube, got rid of it, and now I'm gonna put the angle iron in front to back, about a foot in front of where the axles end. So I got it jacked up there now. I need to pull it back off, clean it up underneath it, jam it back up there, and then weld the seams. I'm gonna probably cut holes in the angle iron and plug weld it, but it probably doesn't need it. So that's what we're gonna get to next. Say hi, Tig. Say hi. All right, guys, as you can see, I did not plug weld this. I just slammed it up there. I really liked how it looked, and the steel towards the bottom was real rotted out. I really couldn't find any good steel to get at, so I just figured, you know what, I'm not going to try and put a whole bunch of heat in one spot to plug weld it. So I slammed it up there, 3-inch long stitch welds, and then came back and filled in between. I welded down the front and the back, and then as much as I could underneath. It's pretty freaking rotten, so definitely gonna advise the customer on that. But overall, we got some really solid spots in here, especially further out we got away from where the axles were mounted. Those were just real thin. But we got this side all welded up. We're gonna go ahead and do the other side. And then next time you see me, I'm gonna be sliding these axles under and placing them, and then probably just welding those in place. So I'm not gonna show you me doing the other side. It's gonna be the exact same thing. So yeah, we'll see you on the axles. Okay guys, as you can see, we have the angle iron in there. It's all welded up. The axle is pushed up under. We slid the axle in. We took a floor jack underneath the axle and pushed it up to the frame rail of the trailer. So we're gonna go ahead and we pulled the tires off, make it easier to get to. We lined it up this way. We lined it up front to back, made sure it's all square, running, whatever which way it needs to. So now we're gonna get in there, get up under there. We're gonna weld it out. Then we're gonna slip the front end and do the same thing with the front one. We're gonna hit it with some paint, and then we're gonna be done, because we're not messing with the trailer brakes on these. It's not what they're paying for. So this is what we're doing. Let's do it. All right, everybody, it's the next day. I ran out of light, and but I got primer. I epoxy primered it. Everything I put on and welded. I painted it. It's, finishing up drying. I put a little second coat on there just to darken it up. Angle iron front to back. Welded the axles back in the correct orientation. Shouldn't have any issues. Let's go look at the other side. Just like the other side, angle iron welded in, axles shoved up with the floor jack. With one person in a floor jack, you get these drop axles in pretty easy. So, not a bad project. The worst part about this project was probably cutting that second axle out that was still welded on. It was an absolute pain in the butt. But once I jacked the front of the trailer up, had tires on the axles, slid them back into their place, marked them, got them centered up, tacked them in, double check, welded them, we're good to go. This is going back to the customer. They're coming to get it here in a bit. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you have any comments or suggestions, drop them down below, and I'll look at them when I can. Thanks.